All right, welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're really digging into something that I think a lot of our listeners are going to find super relevant, and that is the idea of how involving workers, like actually involving them in organizing their work, can lead to a better, more comfortable, more productive work environment.
Absolutely. And, we had a ton of listener questions on this one, a huge range of stuff.
Yeah, like you guys sent in everything. I mean, we've got problem solving, workstation design, production changes, how to get better feedback, responsibilities, training on machines, training on computer systems, communication in the workplace, job roles and responsibilities, teamwork, difficult jobs, buffer stocks, housekeeping, breaks, exercise, making sure everyone feels included, adapting to different cultures, assessing risks, planning for emergencies, and even like learning from things that have gone well from past successes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And I think what we really want to do today is pull out, what are the core ideas here? How do we actually organize work in a way that really values the people doing it?
Right, because they're the experts, right? They're the ones in the trenches day in and day out.
Exactly. And one thing that really jumped out at me going through all this material is just how much emphasis there is on getting workers involved. It's not just a nice to have, it's really crucial. When you directly involve people in problem solving, you get so much more out of it.
Yeah, like they're the ones with the experience.
Exactly. And I think a lot of the material mentions group discussions as a way to really tap into that hands-on experience. Workers often see things that management might completely miss because they're so in the thick of it every day.
Oh, totally. Like think about someone who operates a specific machine every single day. They probably know every little quirk, every shortcut, every best practice that someone who's not working on that machine would never even know to ask about.
Right. It's about those tiny details that can make a huge difference.
Absolutely. And it's not just those big problems. Even on a day-to-day level, like just thinking about how work flows, there's a ton of room for improvement just by asking workers about how fast they're working, the order they're doing things in, where they're doing them, who's doing them.
Yeah, just getting their input on the little things can make such a difference.
And I think the materials give a good example of that. Like someone might be working on an assembly line and realize that if they switch the order of two little steps, suddenly they're not straining their wrist as much.
Oh, that's a great example.
Yeah, and I think this also extends to something as basic as working hours, right? Like when people are actually working. Consulting workers on things like when they start, when they end, break times, even shift schedules can lead to arrangements that are way better for everyone involved. Like it keeps the company happy because things are getting done, but also helps workers feel like their needs are being considered.
It's about finding that balance, right?
Yeah.
And the next logical step is getting them involved in actually designing their own workspaces.
Yeah.
I mean, they're the ones using the tools and the equipment every single day. Who better to figure out what's comfortable and efficient?
Right. They have a totally different perspective.
Exactly. And our sources really emphasize that when workers' ideas are actually implemented, when they see that their input has made a real difference, it creates a sense of ownership, and that just fuels more and more improvement.
It's like a positive feedback loop, right? Like they see that they can make a change, so they're going to look for more things that can be improved.
Right, and that's why it's so important to have this kind of ongoing open dialogue.
Exactly. And our sources talk about making sure that workers feel comfortable suggesting improvements, not just to their own workspaces, but to the products themselves and to the whole way work gets done.
It's about building a culture of continuous improvement.
Yeah. And a big part of that is closing the loop, right? Letting workers know that their suggestions are at least being considered, even if they can't be used right away.
Absolutely, because that shows that their input is valued.
Right. And the sources emphasize the importance of keeping workers informed about their performance too, and rewarding them when they contribute to improvements.
Yeah, because that kind of feedback keeps people motivated. It helps them learn and grow.
Right. And when you train people to take responsibility and give them the tools they need to make improvements on their own, I think that's when you really see a boost in both morale and productivity.
It's empowering.
Totally. And it's interesting reading through this material just how much emphasis there is on making sure that everyone feels included.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, whether it's matching someone's skills and what they like to do with the right job, encouraging teamwork and shared responsibility, figuring out how to deal with those really difficult or unpleasant tasks, adding some variety to jobs so they're not so monotonous, using those buffer stocks to create flexibility, or even just adapting how we do things to fit different groups like men and women, migrant workers, younger people, older people, people with disabilities, pregnant women, and different cultural norms. It all comes back to recognizing that everyone has different needs.
It's about building a system that works for everyone.
Right, and I think that's a great segue into the safety side of things because our sources talk a lot about how important it is to get both managers and workers involved in identifying potential risks in the workplace.
Makes sense because the workers are often the ones who are going to see those hazards first.
Right, and they probably have the best ideas about how to stay safe too.
Exactly, and they can offer really practical insights into how to respond in an emergency, when something actually happens.
Makes sense. And before we wrap up, I think it's important to touch on the idea of learning from what's already working well.
Yeah, we shouldn't forget that.
Sharing examples of successful improvements can be a huge motivator.
Absolutely.
So to sum it all up, I think what you've given us today really highlights how important it is to actually listen to the people doing the work.
Yeah, when you take that participatory approach, you end up with a workplace that's not just more efficient, it's safer, and people actually enjoy being there.
Absolutely, and it makes them want to do good work, which helps everybody.
Exactly.
So I think we'll leave everyone with this. What's one opportunity you have this week to just go talk to the people doing the work, ask for their ideas, see what they think could be better. You might be surprised by what you hear.
It's all about those little conversations.
Exactly, and those can lead to some really big changes.
Thanks for listening.
See you next time.